So I've just run around the house switching all the plugs off, and because the lights flickered, and when I came to look at the electric, I could see this gunk coming out of it. So I phoned an electrician friend and he said phone the National Grid immediately. So that's what I've done, and they said they're coming out tonight.
After 25 years living in London, I've returned to my birthplace amongst the mountains of the South Wales valleys. Join me as I journey my new life with plans of growing my own food and ultimately creating my own homestead. Videos are posted every week, so if you like this one, give the video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button.
So when I went to bed last night, when I was here, I felt a cobweb, so I just brushed it off, went to bed. The same thing has just happened. I felt this cobweb, so brushed it off, put the lights on to get rid of the spider, and there was black bitumen dripping all the way down to the floor. And if you look at this, you can see bitumen seeping out of the corners there. And it's just started on this side, and you can just feel a tiny bit of heat coming out of there. So the National Grid are coming. So what they said it is Storm Amy is about today, and they said on really old properties and old setups, I've got to keep an eye out because they said they're coming tonight. They said when the cable outside swings in the wind, in high winds, it can overheat. And what's happening is that box is warming up, and it is therefore melting the bitumen. She said, oh, she was quite calm about it. Oh yes, this happens all the time in old houses. Electrician I phoned has only ever heard of this twice in his 20-year career. So they're coming tonight to have a look because the lights flickered, and they said it could get really hot, and if the plastic starts melting, to switch the electric off. I said if the plastic is going to start melting, I'll be gone. Well, it looks a beautiful day. We had a very windy night, and it's still quite windy at the moment. So I'm just watching the CCTV of the homestead, and it looks to be still being battered by the wind. So I need to pop down the butcher's, so I'll call in on the way home. So National Grid came out at about 11:15, I think it was, and he looked at it, and as soon as he looked at it, he said, this isn't right. It shouldn't have plastic on the outside. So we switched everything off. He did a bit of testing, and he said it's not the wind because your supply is going straight into the ground. He went outside and he can't find out where it goes. So he said you sort of have a cable going down the pavement and then each house branches off. But he can't find where the branch is for this house. So he said, we're going to have to come back next week, and we may have to dig up your path to try and find it. But he said, don't worry, there's no cost. National Grid will pay for it all because it's part of their program to upgrade houses. He said this system was probably put in during the 60s. So he took all the... Oh, and he said, it's strange. You've got two incoming power supplies. One is switched on and one is switched off. So he said, that's a bit queer. So he took them all apart and he said, the internal screws, I don't understand. Not like a normal screw, a screw with an electric wire around. Those were loose. And he said that would have heated up the system. So he tightened them all up, and he said, yes, all this needs to be ripped out and a brand new system put in, but don't worry about the cost, we'll sort that out. He said they were very busy, and he was then dashing off to Cardiff because the Storm Amy, had then got down to Cardiff. So he said, all my colleagues are popping down there. There's been a big incident down in Porth, which is about half an hour away from me. He said, we've been there for a few hours, but it's all sorted out. But he said, this needs to get sorted because he said, if you put your finger in there and made a connection, basically the front of your house will explode. It will get ripped off in the explosion. So I went to sleep last night with one eye open. So I'm being a bit conscious of how many devices I have on. Although he did say before he left, switch everything on. Put your kettle on, put your bath, put your shower, put your washing machine on for a spin, put every plug on in the house. He said, I want to overload it. I want to see what happens. I said, well, I don't particularly want to see what happens, unless I've got a video filming it. But everything was all right. There was no heat, nothing. So I think we're okay for the time being anyway. But it was certainly an experience. But it made me think, are we prepared if the lights went out? So I'm going to go around today, and things like, I have a torch, but it's not charged up. So I'll charge my torch up. Also, my phone wasn't charged up last night, so I was working on the dregs of it. Also, do you have an emergency stash of food? Not just for when the lights go out, but for, like the example this week now, I've been a bit ill and I haven't felt like cooking food. There's nothing here in a tin that I could just open up quickly and eat. So I'm going to give some consideration over the next few days of what, I know we try and stay away from tinned food, but in an emergency, tin of potatoes and a tin of carrots is better than chewing on your cheek. So I'm going to have a little think. Can I put together an emergency box and put it into the pantry under the stairs, just in case? I remember the winters of 1978, where we had things through the house to say, do not use your electric between the hours of 9 and 5 because the colliery needs it. So I can't remember what the political situation was behind all that, but I clearly remember it was, do not use electric between these hours. If you want a cup of tea, put it on the stove. So maybe I'll do some research to find out what that was all about. But I clearly remember the letters. Do not use electricity unless you have to. Right, I'm going to have a cup of tea. It's gone 12:30. The butcher on a Saturday has a tendency to close. Once he is sold out, he's gone. Well, I've been to the butcher, I've been to the ironmonger, I've been to the greengrocer, been to them all today. I thought I'd turn up and have a look if there was any devastation down on the old homestead. I can see a few things, but let me just check inside the potting shed. My seeds have shot up. You remember I did some seeds the other week of cabbage. Well, I did some more. And I thought I'll do some extra and then I'll give them to the local charity just down the road. Now when Anne came the other day, she brought some gifts with her. This is for my kitchen in the house, although I could keep it down here. Is a knitted cloth. Do you remember these? I remember my grandmother putting these into boil to clean them. Another one. And then little toys in there for Thomas when he pops along. And also a little, I might take this home, so I'll get to see it. It's a little charm for the window, and at the bottom is, you can put some hair. So she suggested putting Ollie's fur in there. So I'll put them there. No, in fact, I'll take the whole thing home. Right, let us go and explore any damage. Now, I thought this storm was only for last night, but it seems to be picking up. Let me just close that. Now, one thing I've just noticed, how's Ollie's bit doing? Fine. But the doors are open. But at least the roof is on. That hasn't blown away. But before I close up, I need to do something. So I just need to go in and do a little ritual until it gets fixed. Just to take the pressure off. One more. This one's hard today. It's not usually this hard. Oh, that is harder than normal, that one. Which is the worst bulge of the lot. There's a possibility this could get fixed this month. I'm just waiting on somebody. Oh. There you go. Whoa, that was a workout and no mistake. Oh, at least it waters the potatoes. Whew. Right, let's have a look what else needs to get done. Let me put a big bit of wood against that. Oh, I'm looking forward to spring already. How are my beans? Oh, yes, they're being blown over. The problem is, oh no, the ladder's there. So I could put the ladder back. Although I noticed on the CCTV, even the bird table, which is about 3 foot into the ground, that was swaying in the wind. 12.8 degrees now. Right, I need to put some more bird seed in, but first of all, let's do the runner beans. All this stuff here seems nice and secure. Right, let's put this back where it was. Now they said the rain was coming in about half an hour, so I don't want to be too long. In fact, it looks like the clouds are already turning. River's quite high. Nowhere near like it has been in the past. Right, just get some bird seed. Because despite the wind and despite the rain, the birds still need feeding. Oh, takes it out of you, wind, doesn't it? Whew. Put a fair amount in. Right, let's get the mealworms. Oh, I don't think anybody would be on top of the mountain today. Oh, I can feel the rain. Right, where are these worms? I don't know where they are. Where are you? Ah, here they are. I put them in the cupboard because they smelt. Oh, I might get caught down here, but I've got milk, so I can have a cup of tea. Let's put that into the corner so it doesn't blow away. Apparently the last 24 hours it's been 22.3 degrees and the lowest was 1. Go a little bit for luck. Keep them feathered. Come on. Run for the sheds. Run for the sheds. Oh, I'm knackered. That's a bit of exercise for the weekend. All right, let's close up the door. Oh, and relax. I'm going to have this and then I'm going home because I don't think it's going to get any better. It's not going to get any better. The butcher said it's for the next 24 hours. What I can't get over is if we're having this at this end, then what are they having for those that are in the eye of the storm? Frozen milk. At least if it's frozen it'll keep a bit longer. Although this should be fresh till October the 5th. So even though it's a bad day today, I'm stood here looking out, visualising the future. When people come and see, they're surprised how small it looks. There's not that much growing space here. But I like it. And I'm pleased that all the stuff I put down there is still there. I thought that might have blown away. Right, let's have a cup of tea. Maybe listen to a bit of music. And then I'll head home. I've just noticed that my blue barrel is about to roll away. Oh. I just happened to come over to look at the river, and that was down there. And also, the wheelbarrow was full of water. Also, a bit of corrugated iron. Ouch, ouch. Oh, that got my hand then. It's certainly getting worse. Let's go and finish my cup of tea. Even in a storm, you can admire the beauty. Look at them. In fact, I'm tempted to harvest those. There you go. Pop them in the sheds now. Brighten the place up no end. Beautiful. Well, the river doesn't seem as fierce today as it was yesterday. And look at the progress on my potatoes. They've shot up as well. So I need to get a bag of compost and just earth them up a bit till the earth gets more or less to the top, just a few inches from the top. And I won't go into the summer house today, but I can see it. There is a cucumber, which is possibly a week away from harvest. The variety is called Mini Bunch, and they do a very nice dinky cucumber. Almost a blue sky. It's been raining for 3 or 4 days, and this is the first bit of sunshine we've had. Unfortunately, it is at the end of the day, so there's nothing we can do with it. So I thought I'd just pop down to the old homestead, run an eye over everything, make sure everything was okay. Also to make sure that the beans were still standing, just about. Now I've heard of it, but I've never tried it. Some people, about 6 inches from the ground, will cut the beans and then lift the root and overwinter them in their shed or greenhouse, a bit like dahlias. Then bring them back in the spring, pop them in, and apparently they get a very early harvest. So if I can remember, I might give it a go this year. It's only now, and very slowly, that the trees are just about turning autumnal. Oh, it's nice and cozy in here now. So a very relaxing weekend, especially after all that excitement I had on Friday night. Just about enough in there. When I checked the weather for the week ahead, it said that towards the end of the week it was going to dry and maybe a bit of sunshine. Still cold, but a bit of sunshine. So hopefully I can come back down here and dig some more holes ready for the fruit, which will come in November. Because if you're going to be growing fruit, then October, November, possibly even December in a mild year are the perfect times. You need bare rooted trees or bare rooted fruit like raspberries and things. where did I put that spoon? So I haven't done much today, other than sort the bins out for tomorrow. Monday is a bin day. Oh, I'm also in the middle of putting together a video looking back, as I do every month, over the tasks done on the homestead in September. My cabbages here need to be turned around, otherwise they'll be lanky. And a lanky cabbage is no use to man or mouse. They could do with a bit of water. There you go. What about these? There you go. Throw a bit over the top of them. I'll enjoy that. So I wonder what the week ahead. Oh, the drain people. That's what that's going to bring, isn't it? Hopefully they'll come this week. I'm also thinking about installing a new bath, because the one that I've got is just a bit small. You're in it and your shoulders go in, so that's no use to my back whatsoever, is it? I want something I can stretch out on. So I'm looking at something a bit bigger. But rather than ordering off the interwebs, I actually want to go to a shop and get in it and see how it feels, see how it fits. So that's something that's coming up this week. And if the weather, as they said, if the weather gets better, then towards the end of the week, I'm thinking about going to visit a waterfall, because I've discovered that I think it's the biggest waterfall in Wales. It's got some title. It's only 25 minutes away. So I thought, on a nice fine day, and outside of the weekend, because on the weekend it just gets busy with everybody, then I will pop along and see it. Oh, close that door. Keep the heat in. Nice and toasty. So yes, it's been an eventful few days, and hopefully next week now let's have a nice quiet week. I will know on Monday whether the National Grid are coming back this week or the week after. He said definitely within the next 2.5 to 3 weeks, he said. So did you hear that? The robins are certainly out. Right, I'm going to enjoy my cup of tea while I listen to the robins and sit next door to Ollie over there. Oh, talking about Ollie, I have a bit of new footage of Thomas. Apparently, we still don't know whether it's male or female. It'll take a few more days to find out, for bits to appear. But the one we've got the eye on was the first to open its eyes, and apparently it's the first one to be escaping from the other cats. It's adventuring around the room, getting up to all sorts. So he sounds like a proper character. So if it's a male, just because I was told that male kittens get on better with female adult cats rather than introducing another female. But I've got a bit of video.
We've got an escapee.
So hopefully in a few days we'll find out. Somebody did say to me the other day though that ginger cats are predominantly male. It's very rare that you get a female. So this one is certainly developing a character, and he's not even out of nappies. So we'll keep an eye on him as he keeps an eye on us. Right, I'm going to enjoy my tea, sat next door to Ollie, listening to the robins. So I will catch up with you next week. So from me until then, bye for now.